YouTube, what's up? It's your boy foxxysteve, back with a reaction video. We are reacting to the Blood of Dawnwalker launch showcase. This bad boy's like 53 minutes long. Been keeping an eye on this game. Of course, this is from a new studio comprised of former devs of CD Projekt Red, who've worked on The Witcher and Cyberpunk, and this is their first outing independently. So I'm pretty excited for it. I know my expectations and are set for this to be a kind of a smaller experience, nothing on the scale of The Witcher or Cyberpunk, but looking forward to the similar kind of vibes, especially being a vampire with different day-night missions and kind of a more open narrative and quest line structure, which sounds pretty exciting. So let's get into it and see what this launch showcase is all about. Of course, if you would like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I got all kinds of things up on the channel for you to take a look at. And if you are excited for this game, leave a comment below. All right.
Peggy 18.
Peggy 18.
I want you to watch.
Every story begins somewhere.
It's a world that stays with you.
What did you do to me?
Well, my gosh, that's today. Good God Almighty. That's right. No as. Thanks you for subscribing with Prime. Tony, appreciate you. Hello.
And I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, a streamer, YouTuber, and content creator, Lionheart.
Thank you so much, Dominica, and hello, everybody. It is so nice to be back here.
I just don't do my ties like that. I keep seeing more and more people tie their ties like that, but I like having it all the way up.
We do have so many. It's finally time to share more.
I've never heard this guy either.
Of the game, and yeah, I cannot wait to see everyone's reactions.
Speaking of everyone, of course, that means you at home. We want to start with a huge thank you for joining us while we're streaming today, and for those of you that are co-streaming to your own communities. We really appreciate it. But before we get into what's coming today, there is a chance that it might be some people's first time at a Blood of Dawnwalker stream. So, Dominica, can you tell us?
Oh, it's going. Tired as hell, busy as hell. So I want to get a stream in at least today. I just want some quick hits before I go out of town.
Epic adventure set in medieval Europe with a supernatural twist. So you can expect some meaningful stories, a rich open world, tough choices to make, strong characters, and of course vampires and other creatures of the night lurking in the shadows.
Lurking in the shadow.
Those creatures of the night, but how about we give you that quick
I'm sure these people are
overview of what's
huge in like
happening on
Europe,
today's
right?
stream. We're going to start off with some brand new gameplay footage, right?
That's right. A first look at some brand new footage.
Yo,
focusing
what's
on the
up,
many
Sugar
cool
Bear?
features
How's it
waiting
going?
for you in the open world of the Blood of Dawnwalker. Everything recorded in engine, on PC, on the latest build.
I do know that there is some
really
now
excited to show
slight
you
AI
how far the
controversy
game
with
has
this
come
game. The
as we're
director of the
getting ready
studio
for
did
launch.
confirm that they did use some Gen AI during the development. Well, not even development. I guess they used it as a way to do voice placeholders to get their script together, and then they hired real voice actors to, do the final recording. So they said everything in this game is made by people, but we'll see what happens when it comes out when you find Gen AI artwork in it. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens.
Uncertainty until the end of the stream.
No, we won't tease you forever, but you may think that's already
Just
a lot.
woke up from a
We
nap.
have
Man, I
even
could go
more
for a
coming your
nap.
way. We're going to be talking about the tech requirements for playing and having some of the Rebel Wolves devs dive deeper into the open world of the game too. But I mean, it wouldn't be a Dawnwalker stream if we didn't have one of those special music performances, right?
Yes, and some surprises, maybe some behind-the-scenes action.
Hey, you could have still
Yes,
napped.
that
Just
video
turn the
is
stream
really
on,
cool.
give me that
definitely wanna stick
concurrent
around to the
view,
end,
and
but
then
I'm
go
not
take a
gonna
nap.
spoil a single bit of it.
And then just let it play in the
We're also
background.
taking a look inside the box of the Blood of Dawnwalker, including the collector's edition of the game as well.
That's a lot of exciting stuff we have been so looking forward to sharing with you. So let's not prolong the intro anymore. Let's jump straight into our newest gameplay video.
Let's hop in. Let's get in there.
Peggy 18.
Becky,
Hi,
18.
my name is Ariana Sharkiewicz, and I'm one of the writers at Rebel Wolves. Over the past few months, we've shared quite a lot about the game's story. Today, we'll give you a glimpse of the activities our human by day, vampire by night protagonist Cohen can take on while exploring the open world. We start at night in our
So that's just
form,
cool.
heading toward a vantage point to get a better sense of our surroundings. Reaching a vantage point reveals nearby opportunities and helps us plan our next steps.
Just gorgeous. Few brave these woods. Folks say they're chock full of monsters. Village of Malagir. Codrin's family's land. Malagir Monastery. Its best days are long behind it. I don't think I'll find anything else here.
Let's
Can you,
open
like,
them up
glide or,
and
like,
check
fly or
nearby
something?
Points of interest. Some are tied to Brancis's officers. More on them shortly.
Like I like a game that's scoped where it kind of gives you this open world, you know, freedom, but it isn't so massive you'll never finish it. You know what I mean? So hoping it gives that nice kind of middle ground.
Let's mark one and head there. Early in the game, we can unlock a perk that allows us to transform.
Right. Foxxysteve chapter 4, right?
It's quicker and more agile, though it comes with some limitations. There's also a daytime equivalent, but more on that later.
What was that? Is someone in trouble?
It looks like we've come across a group in need of help. Whether we intervene is up to us, and both choices can lead to unexpected outcomes. We
Oh,
began
wow, that
with
was
help
cool.
from above, allowing us to quickly eliminate an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand from the start. We have incorporated community feedback, and now there is no need to open the skill wheel to select a previously assigned ability.
Hey.
Instead, we can use quick selection.
They really take community feedback into account with this game. It's crazy.
So did I, to be fair. Wasn't sure I'd get you out of this in time.
But you
Hey, there's
did.
good vampires.
Bless you. Bless you.
Blade, you
For
know,
now, we need to recover. As a
rain,
vampire, we
blood
restore
rain.
health by feeding.
but
Human blood is
Blade,
most
rain from blood rain,
But in
and
this case, we rely on animals. It's less efficient, but it will do. Feeding
a la
increases
carte.
our
Bam, there you go. I got 3 of them right
It's shown
there.
next to the health bar at the bottom of the screen. The higher the corruption level, the more vampiric perks are unlocked for purchase. Nearby points of interest are marked.
Helsing helps people by accident.
On the compass at the top of the screen. Let's head to the shrine. Here's the shrine, damaged, so we can't use it yet.
Desecrated. Looks like the shrine's missing its heart. But maybe I could restore it. The tracks, they're fresh.
That is very Witcher 3 coded right there.
There's a trail nearby.
Like the whole interface feels very, very familiar in terms of like Witcherness.
A group of Brancis's soldiers has set up camp. Let's clear them out.
Oh my god. Yeah. You.
Voracious bite
Chomp.
allows us to drink blood from an unsuspecting enemy.
The
Gain the upper
blood.
hand at the beginning of combat.
Oh
But we're
god.
not able to drain this enemy fully as his comrades quickly come to his aid.
You lose 2 hunger.
We use Piercing Shriek to briefly stun the weaker opponent, giving us an opportunity to take on his commander. When an enemy blocks and interrupts our attack chain, we can use Charge to prevent a counterattack.
God damn.
Voracious Bite can also be used during combat as an active perk, allowing us to regenerate some health.
Took a drink out of him like a juice box, you know what I mean? Let me dream like a Capri Sun, you know.
With the camp destroyed, our infamy increases. More about this in a moment. Let's collect our loot. We found the shrine's missing card, along with a manual that unlocks a new perk, Precision. Let's open our inventory and head to the Recipes tab. As I mentioned, the manual unlocks a new perk called Precision. Once we read it,
Precision.
it becomes available in the Character tab. Let's go there. The exclamation mark indicates that a new perk is available, but we can't purchase it yet. Perks can only be acquired at a shrine by spending experience points, which are earned.
Also, Tony, let me ask you: is a hot dog a sandwich?
And since we've just finished one, we should be good to go. We've also found the shrine's missing heart, so we can now fix it. Let's head back.
You're welcome.
With the heart restored, the shrine is rebuilt.
I don't like that answer for some reason.
Start with the perks menu. In the Swordmaster abilities, we find Precision, now available for purchase. As you can see, it costs both experience points and a time segment, indicated by the hourglass icon. Let's learn it.
It's got skill
Now let's
trees.
take a look at
Skill
the
trees are always
ability.
fun.
With our corruption level increased and another experience point available, we can unlock new abilities, again marked with an exclamation point. The corruption level required to purchase a perk is indicated in the tooltip on the right side of the screen. Let's purchase one.
And the sun rises again.
Time passes as we acquire new perks. The night comes to an end, the sun rises, and a new day begins. Along with a new edict.
Prepped? What is that? I've never heard of that Pokemon.
Edicts are tied to the infamy system we mentioned earlier. Several have
I
already
have
been
music.
obtained since the start of
Does
the
that count?
The higher our infamy, the harsher the edicts, and the more challenging the world becomes. It's a sign that Brensis is vigilant and reacts to our actions in Vale Sangora. Infamy reflects how much we disrupt the operations of Brensis' followers.
I guess when I've seen something like this in old Assassin's Creed games.
Umbrus. In the right corner of the screen, we can see his level of aggression.
Or is this more like Shadow of Mordor?
Its peak. A new quest line is unlocked, influencing the story.
Like
and shaping future
the Nemesis system.
with Brensis. As you can see, multiple open world activities are tied to Umbrus, all connected to his operations.
Dang, I like
Let's
this
go back
layout.
to
I
the
like the
map and
setup.
mark one of them, and then let's head there.
That's a cool visual representation right there. But no, you know, tomorrow's gonna be jazz, brother. I don't know what to expect. I have loose ideas.
We've arrived near one of Umbrus's warehouses, storing blood supplies.
Killed.
Go back where you came from.
I don't.
Trying to restore.
I almost thought about doing breakout sessions with just you
Targets
and
ability
and
shared
Ta
between human
separately
and vampire forms.
ahead of tomorrow, but didn't have the time, so. Man, I'd love some dismemberment, man, in video games. Just let's get wacky with it.
The Rakiri store blood in places like this. Umbrus is responsible for keeping
Dang.
it safe. Oh, but we're not going to make his job any easier. Another group of soldiers stands in our way. We open with broad swing to weaken as many opponents as possible. Then follow
I
up
am
with
happy that they moved the camera
brief
back
stagger
because it was too
enemy
close
that
before.
applies a damage over time effect. The prisoners' fate is grim. Their blood is drained, then stored in places like this, where it awaits distribution to Brentsis and his officers.
I would walk in like that. Yeah.
Feels nice. Hitting them where it hurts.
Hours go by. Time has passed. I just want, seeing this interface, I just want to go, ha, ha.
Our infamy rises again. We've disrupted Umbrus's operations enough for now. Let's move on to another point of interest. A haunted site. Earlier we showed you how we can move faster at night by transforming into a wolf. To increase our speed during the day, we can unlock a hex called Mercurial Fervor. Haunted sites
Write that down.
are only accessible during the day, as they require
Oh, look at that low
magic
mist.
unavailable in vampiric form. Defeating them strengthens our magical abilities, but also puts our combat skills to the test.
The spirits here are restless.
Man, I'd love a playable demo of
Perhaps I can
this.
help them somehow.
Whoa.
All of the enemies are nicely grouped together. It's a perfect opportunity to use Ravenous Flock, a perk that damages opponents in an area twice. First on activation, and then
Animations, I
before
think, look
weapon.
better too. More polished. That's the thing with games on a lower kind of scale, lower budget, especially in this era, a lot of games visually can look really nice, but then you'll still find that, that lack of budget in the animations.
The enemies
Because those are harder to pull off on a lower budget, but this is looking good.
These haunted sites may reward us with ancient texts, allowing Cohen to become an even more powerful wielder of magic.
I like the draw distance, the
That's
vistas
just a
out
brief
there.
look at open world activities.
Look at that mountain
Many
range.
more await. Of
I get the
kind
sense that if you see that mountain, you cannot go there.
new storylines along the way.
I get the... All right. All right.
Welcome back, everybody, and I am so excited that you finally got to see more of the game's open world. All those little flavors that you've just got to see, whether that's
That mountain is kind of
shrines that you now know
wow,
about, or the
that's a very
vistas
different
that
game.
Open up areas on the map. It is so cool. And that Brentsis' click also, the quests that they have out in the world are going to impact things.
Yes, everything you do in the open world influences the story, your story. So you can work your
Yeah, this
way
game doesn't have like a
making
main
Brentsis
quest
type of
structure. It
lives
just kind of has this
or
reactionary
there's some
quest
risks,
structure
but
where you
also,
just
might
where
be
you just
offer
do
some
whatever
interesting
you feel like doing.
rewards. So you'll need to decide how to approach that.
Well, I love it when my decisions actually make an impact in a game. I mean, to ruffle their feathers or to not ruffle their feathers.
This does remind me to get back to my Cyberpunk
That's the question.
playthrough at
And
some
yes,
point,
I probably could be more
so I can get to the
interesting,
Phantom Liberty
but
DLC.
one thing I did see in there, more important than my Shakespearean skills, Cohen can turn into a wolf. How cool's that?
I know, right? It is our nod to the original Dracula novel and to our team, of course, our wolf pack.
That makes sense. I mean, I now understand why there isn't a horse, and it's great to see a nod to the wolf pack as well. But it isn't the only ability we just got a glimpse
Of course we have our gamers.
and magical abilities that players can use as
You're
well.
gonna be distracted by every other thing that comes out.
By exploring hidden
Not to mention
mysterious
TV.
places, finding forgotten books,
And
you can uncover the lost
life.
past, learn its secrets, and use those secrets to your advantage.
I really love that the system isn't linear when you're learning skills. It isn't just get experience, get skill point. I'm going to be rewarded for exploring the world. That feels so cool.
Oh, you're on
Can't wait to
FF14
go
right
over Rail
now.
Sangora and try and find
Getting caught
every
up in
single one of them.
MSQ. I don't know what
you will be doing
MSQ is.
that, I know, and it is fun, trust me.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
are you
this
prepping
time,
for the
most
next what
important part of
expansion?
today's stream, the
Main story
Blood of
quests. Yeah.
Dawnwalker story trailer. See you on the other side.
Peggy 18.
I consider. I was like, man, I could get Final Fantasy 14 on Switch too, and if if it has cross progression, then I could just, you know what I mean? I could just play it on there. But then I realized I have a Steam Deck. I can just do it there.
I want you to watch.
Oh my god.
What did you do to me? Where are they? Where are my family?
Jesus. The coronation. It's in 30 days.
So Princess wants to be a prince now. And mark the occasion with my family's blood.
Brensis will rip you to shreds. There might be another way. If you
Crazy
want to stand a
tattoo.
chance, you need to prepare. You need to take risks. Find allies.
I have no love for Princess's regime.
Put a team together, you know.
Monster.
Some have already taken up arms, haven't they?
Of Rakir joining the rebellion? Are you serious? What on earth are you?
It's as if the Vrakir in you is dormant during the day.
Rakir, is that a vampire?
You're not the only one wanting to see Brensis turn to ash. We're in for a rough time. Follow me and do your best to survive.
It's easy to go a step too far. Go down a path you can't turn back from.
This is looking real good.
I think it's high time you tell me what the hell is going on.
In the end, it's every man for himself.
As I see it, we're both far beyond redemption.
Doesn't mean we should kill people on a whim.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna be such a fucking. I'm gonna be a super vampire.
Good. Bad. Fairy tales. People tell themselves to preserve their sanity.
Some might see a world of NPCs. I see a buffet. I see Golden Corral. And there's our date. This is our first date reveal, September 3rd, 2026. All right. It is coming out this year. Damn, I should have drafted it.
Mark your calendars. It's only 4 months away.
Somebody else already got it though. Somebody got it like somebody like think drafted it on our first
I can already
stream.
imagine everybody screenshotting, going over and analyzing it on Discord and Reddit. I can't wait to read through those later.
Oh, your birthday month. Oh, I see. We uh-huh. Oh, so that means that like Bird about for you.
Fair enough. Well, I won't steal their thunder. Remember, that release date is September 3rd, 2026. Don't forget it, write it down. But we have some more information that you might need that you've been waiting for, and that is the technical requirements.
Let's do that. Let's put up that nice infographic made by Mateusz, our amazing graphic designer, and show it to everyone. Okay, so we can.
All right, here's what we're working with.
That's everything you need to run the Blood of Dawnwalker on your PC. The recommended requirements that we feel will provide
Bro,
you with a great experience.
wait a
and
minute.
Of course, ultra with a high.
Hold on. Okay, let's look at these requirements. So let's just have let's take a moment. Let's take a minute here. So minimum, if you want just 1080p, 30 FPS, 16 gigs of RAM, Core i7 8700 or Ryzen 7 3700. Okay. So now we finally hit the era where if you've got a 20 series graphics card or lower, you are in danger. All right. Because now I'm looking at this. I don't know, in my brain, like 3050 feels like it should be like it's still like a super recent card. But I guess that's 2 generations ago, and that's the lower end of those 2 generations ago. 6 gigs of VRAM, 60 gigs of storage, cool. Recommended 1080p, 60 FPS. You got to get that Ryzen 9 7900X or the Core i5, 16 gigs of RAM, the NVIDIA RTX 5060. So recommended we're in the 50 series, lower end of the 50 series, 12 gigs of RAM. Native, we want that 1440p, which is what the resolution that I game at generally. We're looking at the i5 at 3600 or a Ryzen 9 7900X, 16 gigs of RAM, a 4070 Ti, 12 gigs of RAM, or an AMD RX 7800. And if you go to the Ultra, the big boy stuff, 1440p, 60 FPS, looking at that Ryzen 9 7950, 16 gigs of RAM. You need a 4080, which I have. Hooray, 4080 Super, in fact. 16 gigs of the VRAM. This is great. 2160. So for like a wider thing, 5090. So I think I'll be fine. I know I'm gonna be Gucci. I've got 64 gigs of RAM. I've got a 4080 Super. I've got a Ryzen 7800 X3D. I think is the only part of this that's not quite aligned, if I recall. I can double check that though. But I think I'm good. I think I am set on it. Look at my specs. Yep. Ryzen 7 5800. So, you know, the processor isn't quite what we would, you know, up to snuff compared to some of these, but it's still very manageable. And the day I swap out the day I upgrade processors is the day that this truly becomes an entirely new build, because that's going to require a new motherboard, which I still have the same motherboard and I have the same RAM from a couple years ago. So, which ain't none of that shit getting changed out right now with how much things cost. But all right, cool.
Of course, and we still have so many other important things to
I
share
wonder
with
what
you as well.
I wonder what engine they're using for this.
Game editions, but before we do that, I know you want to hear more from those Rebel Wolves devs. So we're going to see where they're exploring today.
Yes, let's give the floor to Daria Berizavada, our lead gameplay animator, and Piotr Kucharski, our writer, who will tell you more about what you, as a player, can expect to see and do.
That's
in the
me.
open
I'm the
world
player.
of Sangor.
Ah, but it's not just them, right?
There's also Dorota Rutkowska, our producer, and Maciej Wiśniewski, senior level designer, who will give you a bit more insight into how that open world came to life. Okay, guys, take it away.
The vistas, the volumetrics, the ray tracing. Oh wait, this is real life. I think this we're looking at real life. The ray tracing. That's just path tracing now. Okay, this is what. Grass? What the hell is that? Chapter 1, Stories Untold.
Every story begins somewhere. And this time, we wanted to take you on a journey to one of the places that inspired us while creating the world of the Dawnwalker, the majestic Polish mountains.
There is something about this place, its scale and freedom, that makes me think that this is the best spot to talk about our open world.
Yeah, totally. And you can feel very similar feeling while walking through Vale Sangora, because you can feel the grandeur of the mountains, right?
Of course, and you know, when creating the world, we wanted to make it as familiar as possible, but also distinct. So, you know, the players could really admire it. There is the beauty, and underneath the beauty, there is life, there are mysteries, and of course, there are hidden threats. So day and night, just like playing as a vampire or a human, they both offer engaging experiences, but ones that will differ. So we will meet different creatures, different challenges, and of course there will be different opportunities waiting for you.
Yeah, but there's something to be found pretty much everywhere, right?
You bet.
Let's go walk in the
And
woods, you
what
know, let's get
I
lost.
really love about our open world is that it is equally supported both by lore and gameplay. So there is an explanation behind everything that you will see. For example, there are those little shrines next to the road, and of course there is a narrative explanation behind them. They were erected to resemble Francis, to strengthen the perception of him as the Lord of the Valley.
Yeah, those shrines and some new frescoes and some of those coins that he minted with the coat of his arms. That was brilliant. He did think of everything. And it's interesting with vampires, or Valkyrie as people call them in our game.
Maybe just give me some more inspiration for the campaign.
They don't care about money, do they?
No.
Maybe I'll get some great ideas.
Important to them is the blood taxation.
Exactly. You know, on one hand, they are monsters. They demand blood. They overtook the valley by force. They reshaped religion so it suits their needs. On the other hand, if you look closely, you can say that their rule doesn't really differ much from what the mortal lords before them were doing, before the Valkyrie took over.
Yeah, it is really interesting because, like, vampires, they think of themselves.
Imagine you're doing this, you record this video, you just fucking trip on a branch. Yes, and imagine where, you know, we really worked hard on the road. Oh, fucking shit. God damn. That'd be me. Ah, fuck my ankle.
They want humans to be
Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
healthy, they want them strong, so they need to take care of them, right?
Yeah, it is a very interesting
Rolled it.
aspect of our
Definitely rolled it.
Vampires give blood to humans as well. So the inhabitants of the valley, they are healthier. Their children are both stronger. And on the other hand, it raises the question about the morality of this world. To what extent are the monsters really monsters? And, you know, to what extent they just introduced a new, different system of ruling.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And those moral ambiguities were really important to us when we were creating this story.
So where are we going? The Forest McDonald's. They only sell grubs.
All these moral ambiguities we talked about, they tie into the characteristics of all the vampires we meet in the game, right? And they do have some really cool animations, don't they?
Yeah, of course they do. I absolutely loved working on those animations.
Right.
You know, like we actually used one of the former UFC champions because we were looking for an actor who would be perfect for Bakir, the big guy, the big boss who is so big, but he's also agile and quick. So, you know, this guy was perfect. And, you know, he's also a gamer, so he was just a perfect match. He understood the character and he also understood the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome when those things work together when creating a game.
You know, normally, you know, the live action like interviews and stuff with devs on these game playing videos, kind of. I liked it. I like when they put the people who actually work on the game front and center, so there's a face to the people who work on these things, because it's hard work. But sometimes I get kind of bored watching it. But I don't know what it is about them just walking through the woods and talking about this, but I found it interesting.
He is at the beginning of his story. And he is just learning everything. He's not a sword master, or he is also not a seasoned vampire. So we did want to show a little bit of uncertainty in his moves and things like this. Then you start discovering some really cool moves, some combos, and you can start using the claws. You can bite people. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all what the gaming is about, right? And it's also about creating a world that is both unique and characteristic, but also feel like it could exist.
We're gonna end up at the fucking Blair Witch cabin. Now it's time for the spook and scare skeletons to come out to play.
When we're creating that world of our game, we
actually got lost. They don't know where they are.
feel alive and interesting by adding a lot of detail. So when you go through the village, you might see a lot of people just sitting in front of their houses and doing some jobs and work. And us animators, we always like to add a little bit of something in there to make it more interesting. So Sometimes you might see things like a guy hammering something and he'll accidentally hit his fingers or something. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, those details work really nicely with the environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
And, you know, when the players explore the valley, they will find things like letters, like notes, and other traces of things that transpired in the area before Cohen makes his appearance.
Yeah.
We invite our players to look into it.
Man, it's like some of those canon games where I like loot everything at one time, don't read any of the notes, then suddenly I've got, you know, 18 bits of lore and 4 new side quests. It's like, what the fuck just happened? What did I grab?
Yeah, there are those echoes of the past pretty much everywhere in the world. It's awesome. And I think that the world also reacts to Cohen, reacts to the player. Sometimes you just walking through the world, you might see people being captured by vampires and some prisoners going around, and you can attack the vampires and free those prisoners. I think that's awesome. And those actions will have consequences.
I totally agree. I mean, it's all about, you know, choices and consequences, right?
Yeah.
The simplest example of that would be if a player kills a blacksmith in a village. So the forge, of course, becomes closed, and Cohen has to take his business elsewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like imitating the real world, where all the things that you do will have consequences.
It's almost like your actions have consequences.
You know, both Cohen and our players will soon find out that...
Kind of like in Dungeons and Dragons.
Belsangora is beautiful, but it can also be quite unforgiving.
Yeah, I think this is what I like the most in our game, that there's this great contrast. Like, on one hand, you have this amazing, beautiful, serene world, and on the other hand, there's this really strong, tough story. There are tough decisions and dark themes, and I think this is just beautiful.
Yeah.
So do you remember we parked the car? No idea. Chapter 2, World Awakened. Wait, how long is this again? 53 minutes? Where are we at in it? About the halfway point.
When creating a game such as The Blood of Dawnwalker, it's important to make sure that the open world never feels empty. Every area, every village, every forest should feel like it has life, purpose, and something to discover, right?
The world should feel rich and believable, full of people, animals, monsters, and secrets, but never overwhelming.
I specifically remember the first time I went up to the mountains in our game, and I saw the Uriashi village. It really felt like a completely different place than Belsangora. So close and yet so far away. So familiar, but also so different. And then it started snowing.
And that's another element of creating the real world. The weather, like rain, fog, or as you mentioned, snow.
Yeah. Even though the time of day doesn't move until you make some certain actions, there is still an active weather system.
And the sounds. The waterfall hitting rocks, singing birds, rustle of the forest.
It all matters for how you experience the world, and for it not to feel like it's standing still.
Speaking of time.
It's been a hot topic since day one, right?
It has, so it's important to highlight that it's not a real time. It's not a timer or ticking clock. It's not meant to frustrate or rush you. In our game, you can still freely explore the world.
That's good. I was wondering about that.
Analyze your build and talk with random villagers. And time doesn't move.
It's not like Majora's Mask or something.
In order to move time in a game, you have to reach a certain point of the quest or choose a certain dialogue option. You will always have an indicator of what actions are going to actually move time and by how much.
It's like a resource. You can either pay attention to, strategically picking up quests and control the time, or just go with the flow of the game and let the time pass by.
Exactly. It's a resource, a framing device for the narrative and gameplay elements. You already know that Cohen's family has been kidnapped by Brances.
Hey! Darth Doobie with the raid. What's up? What's up, Darth Doobie? Thank you very much for that. A little shout out, Darth Doobie. Welcome in, gamers. yeah, how's that Pragmata treating you? Man, appreciate the raid. We're just reacting to the Blood of Dawnwalker showcase. You know, just deep diving into the game and what the devs did and stuff like that. Pretty excited for this game.
They all tell the story.
Pretty darn excited for it.
So exploration, interactions.
What's up, Justified?
All add to the narrative.
Worry about the combat though? The combat seems pretty cool to me. I'm not too concerned about it. It does feel pretty like Witcher coded in a way. I would love to have I would love a demo though. I would love a playable demo to get on the sticks with it.
It reveals bonds and conflicts with our allies.
I will say the combat does look a lot better than when they first revealed it, because they've improved it quite a bit.
I think they play a lot with our emotions, don't they?
And that's what we are striving for, right? This trailer is really unique because this time it's not only about Cohen. We get to meet his family, potential allies, and other secondary characters for the.
I'm like, could we have done this when it was warmer outside? But overall, yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. It'd be nice to play like a Witcher type game, but on a smaller scale that is more digestible. And that's what this kind of, I get the vibes of what this is probably going to be like that.
Whom he protects, Mirto, the younger brother, still learning about.
No, it's different than that.
Older sister.
Hopefully they show it again, but it's a different kind of combat than that. Not exactly the same.
Poverty, illness, and other heavy emotions emerge.
It's definitely more more on the action side of things.
Trauma and fear of the vampires. There is also Pieter, who's Cohen's father. Basically,
It's probably a dash of that Kingdom Come, just kind of like, you know, paying attention to what kind of attack someone's throwing at you. But overall, it's not like this, especially when you're in vampire mode. That is completely different. And you're just laughing up by the parts and biting the shit out of people instead.
Cohen's world, it's not only shaped by his family, but also by the people around him.
And I love the reactive storytelling and quest giving.
They create a community that is the backbone of life in Vale Sangora.
Exactly. For example, there's Anka, who may be more than just a village healer. She is mysterious and resourceful, and comes with knowledge of herbs and magic.
I think the real thing of this game for me is probably going to end up being the writing, like how much does that story motivate you to keep moving forward? I think it's going to really live and die by like the variety of what you're doing and
At some point of the trailer, you can
like where the narrative takes you.
Who has her own mission and personal goal, which takes precedence over anything else in her life.
Granted, their credentials are there. I mean, they know what they're doing.
There are a lot of
So
characters waiting for
we shall see. I get a vibe, but this is probably going to be a very solid 8 out of 10 kind of game, which is great, you know, which is going to be that's a perfect pocket to be in, I think, especially if you're for your first outing as an independent studio.
Reactive and deeply connected.
Their fate and
Yes, like an 8 out of 10 game is still a day one buy, like for a lot of people. Like that is it's so hard to get to that echelon.
For the players to experience all the difficult choices for themselves. The bonds, the conflicts.
I don't know when things shifted to like 8 out of 10 games not being good enough. Like what happened?
Of family, loyalty, rebellion.
Even 7.5 games are still great, you know, good games. I don't know where we went, like what happened to where the perspective, the perception shifted of what kind of games are actually like worth playing and not. Like, come on, blame YouTubers, not me, damn it. It could be that culture of, you know, overreacting to things and rage baiting and negativity is what generally helps the algorithm. Man, this is an odd venue for a concert, but okay. I like this. This sounds pretty good, though. Oh, shit. Carlos. Evercold. What is it called? The Final Fantasy 14 thing? Yeah, 20 knows the answer to that. I can't remember. I know it's something about things being cold. Neverwinter Nights? Is that what it? You know, 6 out of 10 give you somebody else's 9 out of 10. Yeah, exactly. Like they always take. People forget that opinions are subjective. Yo, what's up, Golden Spider? Yo, Lawson. Yeah, they're going in on these strings and this drum.
And where do we begin? It has to be with that music.
It is a bit
I mean, if they got the writing down and the music down and the combat is solid enough, man, this could be a contender for folks, man. Like,
we learned a couple of different character names. They've been revealed. We know Myrto, Anka, Lacra, and now Mara too.
Yes, the most vigilant of you might already know some
oh,
of these names.
banana.
Them on our Reddit and Discord.
Damn bongos.
Siblings,
I never did have those bongos.
and Lunka, of course, everyone knows Lunka.
This is the we were watching the Blood of Dawnwalker launch showcase. This is a new game coming out from a newly created studio made up of developers who worked on the Witcher and Cyberpunk series. So you play as a vampire, and it's kind of an open world RPG.
September the 3rd. Okay.
You do stuff by day and by night.
But if I'm not mistaken, the pre-order should be launched anytime.
Kind of game with skill trees and decisions and quest lines that change based on your choices and drinking blood. That's sweet blood. So it's looking pretty darn solid.
The Eclipse edition, which comes with a digital world compendium, a digital comic book, and a digital soundtrack.
And we also have the physical editions as well.
Yes.
Every store will get 2 copies of this game.
Calling it the Day 1 edition, will additionally include a steelbook and a map of Sangora. It will be available at retail.
You know, drinking blood, getting hoes, you know, the usual.
And for the release while supplies last. Just please make sure to check the product description on your retailer's store page to confirm the included items, as their availability may vary by region.
Really exciting to get more than just a disc in a physical.
That table there, that's not water. That's straight up vodka.
But next up, we have that collector's edition, and this one has a lot in it. It deserves its own introduction.
Maybe I'll start tying my ties like that, just with the big thing at the top. Yeah, seems like the thing to do these days. It's Everclear. They wouldn't have gotten through this. Oh, you get a figurine. You get 15 inches of Cohen. This is probably going to be the game that people who didn't like Crimson Desert and didn't had the fact that there was no narrative. I bet this is going to be the game for them, like where you get the narrative and you get character. You know what I mean? Now, if it's going to be any good, I don't know, but at least it'll be there. At least it'll have a story.
We just saw there.
Okay, so in addition to
this feels focused. You know what I mean? This feels like there is a clear vision.
And the game, of course. You will also get a code to redeem.
Oh,
the
Evercold, yeah,
edition,
okay, yeah.
Which comes with the digital soundtrack, digital comic book, and digital.
Is there a graphical overhaul too, or?
Physical edition of the World Compendium and our special figurine.
Yeah, that feels kind of crazy. You know, some people. When I worked at GameStop, there were people who bought collector's editions of everything. There were folks who got every collector's edition of something that came out.
Just what you want from a collector's edition.
Yes.
I need it just for that statue, let's be honest.
I know, right? Shout out to all of the talent.
And I mean, if it looks good, then hey, you know, but there were some that were egregious. I think the biggest offender was Marvel's Capcom, though. MVCI was a terrible collector's edition. It's supposed to come with Infinity Stones, but it just looked like Easter eggs.
Armor set for Coin, But worry not, if you don't pre-order, you will still be able to find this armor set later in the game.
No, I'm glad you can still find it later in the game as well. That's really cool.
September 3rd, that's a good date too.
For you all, so do stick around to the end to check that. But that is it from us in the studio today. Don't forget, you can still hear more about the Blood of Dawnwalker on all of our official social media channels.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man 2, Horizon Forbidden West, that's fair. I mean, if you're passionate about it, you know what I mean? What have I gotten?
Already on Steam, PlayStation Store, and Xbox Store. It's coming out on September 3rd.
There we go.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
I think we're going to get more gameplay for the behind the scenes here, so we'll let it go.
My name is Maciej Kwiatkowski, and I'm a motion capture performer.
I like the behind the scenes stuff. What did I get? What did we get back in the day? We got Fable 3's Collector's Edition, which was like the book. We got Alan Wake's Collector's Edition back in the day.
For more than 20 years now, but this project was different. So first we need to
I can't think of too many others that I would have gotten. Probably because to be honest, I was probably broke. I worked at GameStop, so I had no money for that.
Visual aspects. The main task and the biggest challenge is to find this balance between those two.
Oh my goodness, you got the whole shebang on that one.
My name is Jan Borchowicz. I'm MMA fighter, professional fighter.
Woo, buddies, go to Spider. Holy shit. Hey, that's what it's all about. So why do you have the money for it? You know what I mean?
The Blood of Dawnwalker, I play Blsky, vampire boss. Why I decide to be part of this project? Because I'm a gamer. I love games. New adventure for me, new experience.
We got the Game of UFC star here doing motion capture.
When I hear about this game,
I was just talking earlier about like games that have a smaller scale, you know, especially with today's technology, can look great visually, but then you can tell it's got that smaller scale based off of like animations being a little bit janky because it's hard to get that down. But this game, I think they really dialed in the animations. Turn that down a bit. But I bet they really dialed in the animations since the first showing of this game. Yeah, I can't think of any other crazy collector's editions I would have gotten, but, you know, it's been a long time, so... I know I would have gotten some from GameStop, just as a vendor gift.
Human fighting style was more grounded, I would say. Basically, as a human.
No, it doesn't mean smaller quality, but sometimes dialing in animations requires a little bit more, like time and or budget or resources that some smaller studios just don't have access to. Especially when you're trying to replicate something that's realistic. That's usually what I find. Or they lack a certain like impact is what I usually find with like indie games. I think you might be right with that, because the Masquerade was tough. Or yeah, Bloodlines too. It was, and I think that's all what happened behind that game. And they really wanted to make it. That game had a start and stop. It started as a different game, if I recall.
More over the top.
You know, and there's if I understand correctly, there's a lot to like about Bloodlines too. It's just that it's, you know, it's a rough game. I think this is going to have a higher level of polish to it. Oh my god. Yeah, like this combat is definitely a lot. It's not like Kingdom Come Deliverance or anything like that. It's going to be more responsive on the sticks, I think.
Overcoming the obstacles. So overcoming the challenges. This project was particularly challenging because of the combat system, and we wanted to find this perfect balance between immersive and responsive combat.
I know there's guns in the background, and so, you know, he does his combo, and then he pulls out a Uzi.
Absolutely blown away by the
It's like, oh, that was a twist I didn't see coming.
use any Blsky moves. He used mine. People gonna like him and fear him.
I know I did. I know I wanted to get it, but somebody got it before I could.
I just can't wait to see players' reactions, but I'm pretty sure they will love it.
They're gonna have, you know, amazing adventure to play this game.
Let's see here. Who has this? Who drafted it? That's the fantasy name generator. That's not what I want.
See you in the game. Feel Blsky because that's me.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Yeah, I think you got a good one on your hands here. I think you've got a good one. My fantasy critic, I'm cooked for the year. I'm cooked. There's no way I can come back. Based on what people already have drafted and what's coming out, like, I don't... Well, look at that. Well, that was the Blood of Dawnwalker showcase. Pretty neat. The first half had all the real, like, video game content in it. I always think it's fun to hang out with the devs and, you know, the folks behind the game and, you know, see their passion for it and stuff like that. So that was neat. So yeah, that's definitely did its job. I'm definitely more excited for the game. I was already excited for the game. But I am definitely looking forward to this when it drops. I think we're gonna have a. I think the floor of quality is on this is at least gonna be at 8. I think. You know, as an overall package, I think they're really gonna nail this game. But you know, time will tell. We can only find out in September, which again, very smart release date. Get it out before Grand Theft Auto and get it away from the summer rush. So hell yeah! All right. Well, if you liked what you saw in this video, go ahead and wish list this game on Steam. And if you have any comments about what you think about this game or anything else that's coming out, you know what to do. Leave the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.